Yay! I hope you've all enjoyed CRS so far, and I'm Shelley Hargis with BBR Music Group and the agenda chair, and we tried really hard to put a wonderful CRS, a group of panels together this year. So thank you for being here, and I'm not going to go on forever. Without further ado, I'm going to turn over Grand Theft Promo to our moderator, Marie. Take it up.
Thanks for being here today. So listen, here's what we're here to do today. And we tried to wear some bright colors to hopefully wake you guys up on Friday morning. I'm not afraid of that. Is everyone basically tired of a text to win contest? Is your boss basically like, I don't want another text to win contest on the air? Right, nod heads, raise hands. That's what we're here today to do. We're here to basically create an open space to share ideas that have worked in other markets, big, small, every size in between. And then I hope you guys came with some ideas and things that you're looking to do in maybe Q3, Q4 for your markets. We want to workshop the end of the panel today. So there's going to be time at the end that you guys can share your questions through the number that's going to be up on the screen. And essentially at the end, we want to workshop your promotion ideas. So we want you guys to be able to walk out of this room today and go back to your markets and prove to your boss that it was worth sending you here. Prove to your boss that this was worth it. We're going to turn around, we're going to put a promotion into action that's going to drive ratings, drive listenership, whatever it is that you guys need to do in your market. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our panel today. And I'm going to be quick through these intros because if you guys want to learn more about Lois and Ryan and Cricket, I absolutely encourage you to find them later on today. They're all going to be here for the CRS, or find them on social media. Their bios are all in your app, so make sure to go into the bio, check them out, learn a little bit more about them, give them a follow on social media, see what they're doing, and listen, if you've got a question, you see them in the hallway later, definitely snag them, send them an email. They're all open and willing. They're sitting here today to share with you guys, and they want to learn more. So without further ado, I'm going to start with Lois because she's closest to me, aka Double L. If you guys don't know Lois, to know her is to love her. You will instantly fall in love with her and be inspired by everything she does. She works at iHeart in Phoenix, but I say iHeart and everyone's like, oh, big market, big major conglomerate. She's got some really cool ideas for you guys to keep it super local as well, because she's a rock star at that. Next to, and honestly, I know Lois and Lois, so don't judge me. Next to Lois is Ryan. Ryan is a regional promotions manager at Alpha Media in San Jose in the Bay Country, so he's got some awesome stuff to share with you today. And last but certainly not least is Cricket, aka Stephanie, but honestly guys, just call her Cricket, because that's what she goes by, that's what everyone knows her by. She works at Seven Mountains Media in Kentucky at the Froggy Station there, and she's been there for many, many years. But honestly guys, small market, they're doing stuff in the middle of two major markets in major cities, and they're doing some really awesome stuff, so she's got some great ideas to share as well today. All right. You guys sick of me talking because I am?
Yeah.
Don't forget that I also will tell you, just as we start, everything that we share today is going to be available for you in a download in the app afterwards. So if you're like me and you're frantically trying to write along and take notes, sit back, relax, enjoy. Know that this will all be in the app afterwards for you to download. So perfect. Without further ado, we're going to start this panel. Party rolling. Question number 1 for the panel is going to be, can you share an example of a promotion, sponsorship, marketing campaign that you consider successful regardless of budget size? Cricket, do you want to start?
I am sandwiched between two big markets. I've got an almost top 50 and a CMA award-winning morning show on the other side. So it's a challenge, but it's a good challenge. Makes you think. When I was at my very first CRS, I was fortunate enough to meet Leap and Leah. Leah Knight, our syndicated night show host, and she answered this very question for me. I was 24 years old. I was like, I don't have a budget. How do I do the things? And she said, Cricket, little grasshopper. She said, people want gas, they want groceries, and they just want a free night out. Do something with that. So that's what I have held on to my entire promotional career when I was promotions director for 13 years. I'm not going to be able to give somebody $10,000. I'm not going to have a grand prize $10,000 winner, but I can have 10 people that I can give a gas card to. I have 15 people, I can give a restaurant gift card to. So I am making a lot of more happier people. One very happy person with $10,000, that would be great. But I'm breaking it up and I'm getting a lot of smiles on faces. So the main thing that I have been able to do is create relationships with those arenas in the big cities on my left and right. I trade dollar for tickets because no, record labels don't come up to us in Frankfurt and go, hey, you want meet and greets? You want tickets? You want it? No, so I go dollar for dollar, which the marketing directors at the arenas really like, they appreciate. So I trade that out, and then it's my job as a promotions director to come up with creative promotion and then make it fun for my listeners, my audience, and turn it into some sponsorship dollars for the station. And I got really good at that, making something out of nothing. So with the concert tickets, one of the things I like to do is an evergreen promotion, and since Gen Z is making landlines cool again, this one's gonna come back. It's voicemail takeover. What I do is I say, I'll tell our listeners, tell us your phone number on our website, froggykycountry.com, and if we show up, well, no, that's the other one. Tell us, that was my other promotion for later. They're the same. Voicemail takeover, they have to go in and they have to change their voicemail to our tagline, which is I'm feeling froggy. So they just go in and record their voicemail, and if we call and we hear them, because they have to give us their phone number on the website, if we call and we hear that tagline, then we'll leave them a winning message saying you won concert tickets. So that's an easy one for us. All you need is to trade out those concert tickets for it. No budget, so it's good.
Ryan, you want to go next?
Sure. So one way you can create a successful promotion is by embracing your call letters and embracing an artist, which is what we did when Taylor Swift came to the Bay Area. We took our call letters, K-Bay, and we flipped the station for the entire weekend to Tay-Bay. Played all eras of Taylor Swift all weekend long, and we incorporated on-air, online, and on-site with this promotion. We had Celebrity Cruises sponsor the campaign. Obviously on air, like I said, we played all eras of Taylor Swift all weekend long. Online, we had listeners register to become a Bay Country verified fan, because we had ticket giveaways the following week, which tied back to on air. People had to listen at 11, 10, and 4:10 for their names to be called. And if they heard their name, they had 9 minutes and 45 seconds, Bay Country 94.5, to call back and claim their prize, which is 2 tickets to see Taylor Swift at Levi's Stadium. We had our on-site components. I reached out to the Hilton Santa Clara, which is right next door to Levi's Stadium where Taylor was playing, secured us a spot at their Taylor tailgate, and we worked with Taylor's label to get tents, and we had albums blown up that we put around the activation, and we had friendship bracelet making stations on site, which was insane. People were staying after we broke down because they didn't want to leave. They loved making the friendship bracelets, and they wanted to see if they could hear the show from the tailgate. We also had our on-site activation inside Levi's Stadium with our branded tent. We had a Taylor Swift Eras photo backdrop with our regular station photo booth, and we also had a 360 photo booth on site for people to have some fun. And it was great. I mean, we had a buzz around our activations. The weekend concluded with our, Lois loves this, our Tay-Bay Day After Party. Westwood Gold in San Francisco. It's a country western bar, and it was all Taylor themed. We had Taylor Swift cutouts, Taylor karaoke. We had Taylor Swift drag queens going around singing and dancing, and it was just a good time. And it was a success. We tied everything back to on-air, online, on-site, and it was a win for us. So if you have an artist come into your market and you can play with your call letters and you can embrace the artist, then you can create a very successful promotion.
All right, Lois, take it away.
Man, I was invited to the K-Bay party, and I didn't go, and I am so bummed out about it because we have been talking about this panel. I'm like, I really missed out, and I'm feeling froggy this morning because Keith Urban, I wooed a little too much yesterday, so you can blame Yeah, so we can blame my froggy voice on that. But I'm Double L, and I'm from KNIX in Phoenix, and we started this crazy idea it must be like 7 years ago now, called the KNIX Secret Show. And maybe you've heard about this, maybe you've seen it on socials. It is one of the coolest ideas that we were so scared to do the very first time. Have a concert where the artist is secret and pray that your listeners believe in you enough to show up. And the key to that was starting with a really big artist that they would never be able to see in this kind of setting. So for the very first one, it was Jason Aldean in a small room of maybe 2,000 people. Since then, we have done, let's see if I can do this, Darius Rucker was number 2. Then we did Jake Owen, Justin Moore, Dustin Lynch, Chris Young, Old Dominion, Brad Paisley, Lady A, Kane Brown, Morgan Wallen, Cole Swindell, Dan and Shay, Sam Hunt, and we have our next one coming up on April 24th. That is absolute leveraging of partnerships with a label, working years in advance. And when Kane and Morgan agreed to do it, I thought, wow, this is really exciting. We're gonna be able to keep doing this and putting it together. So we're on our 15th one. We do have sponsors in Corona Premier, the Arizona Lottery, and Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers. There are 3 big headline sponsors. We have it in a tiny dive bar called the Marquee Theater, and it's about 2,000 people. The only way in is to win, and ticket stops, and by listening on the free iHeartRadio app. The more hours you log listening, you're just automatically entered. So we just announced this next one, and it's crazy. For the last day of February, leap year, we did tickets every hour. Was that just yesterday? Is that yesterday? March? We're in March. So really cool idea. If you want ideas on how to make that happen, definitely hit me up.
So fun. I mean, if you haven't followed, I'm even wait, you know the secret show for this year and you can't tell us? You're sworn to secrecy. Wait. I've just watched it. I've watched it unfold on social media for years, just a fan from afar, and I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. Digress. It's just awesome. Amazing. All right, guys. Question 2. Also, if you guys thinking about things to workshop and ideas that you have, make sure that you share them through the text number. So that is the number. You can text your ideas to that. This is going to be our last kind of question for the panel, and then we'll go into the workshop. So send your questions in. All right. Question number 2 for the group. This is my love. This is what I love to do when I worked in radio. When it comes to sponsorships, because that's just honestly a different revenue source, which is awesome because everyone loves it. When it comes to sponsorships, how do you identify the right partners to align with your brand, and what key factors should organizations consider when exploring potential sponsorships, regardless of budget?
Do we have who's talent? Who's talent? Who's sales? Sales. Do you think at your station that your salespeople know your talent efficiently? Do you feel like you have that relationship? That would be my key for this particular question. If it were me and I were a sales manager, I would really encourage the AEs to spend an hour a week listening to each of their properties, getting to know their talents on the radio and off. I try to walk around the sales pit, make sure everybody knows me. I've been there a while now, but we always have new salespeople coming in. My listeners know me a lot more than some of my salespeople because my listeners spend hours with me each week. And if you ask them about me, they would say it's energy, it's purple, she's my at-work bestie. That's base level. They know that my hashtag is Live Electric. I love lightning bolts. A listener made me this hoodie, that's why I'm wearing it today. I think it's really cool to develop those relationships with your listeners, but if your salespeople don't know you also, that's not ever going to be able to connect all those dots. So I have 2 big influencer campaigns with Corona and with this permanent lighting that goes on the outside, the exterior of your house. And I don't know if you've heard of Jellyfish Lighting, but we have a company called Level 5 Lighting, and they came and installed it a couple years ago in our home, and it goes outside. You can change it with the click of a button. It's super rad. So no more ladders at Christmas, for any holiday, for any sporting event. It's the coolest thing, really hard to explain. So how could I get that visual and then team it up with another one of my partners? So at Christmas time, we did the Feliz Navidad, all is palm, all is bright. Palm meaning Corona, and then bright meaning Level 5 Lighting. So we sent me to a couple bars that are constantly lit up for Christmas with lights, had flyers, had Corona, had a QR code, pop by, scan that, also entries online. And we had over 5,000 unique entries. Wasn't expecting it to be that big. The final appearance happened to be on my birthday, which was really fun to invite people out to my birthday to win a prize, like the gift is for you. And ended up, the person who won, completely randomly, ended up being a listener that I have become friends with. His name is Woody, and we had just gone to a Cardinals game with him, so it was so cool when my promotions director sent me the name. I'm like, I know him. So really cool idea to team up two clients that were willing to work together. I sang Christmas songs on the air as part of the promotion, and it was really cool and really successful. And now somebody else has level 5 lighting to show off on their house and a big bucket of Corona. Yeah, cheers. Salud.
So sometimes sponsorships just end up falling in your lap. Like, we had a new advertiser, sports bar, reach out to us about getting an ad schedule on having Bay Country promote their country nights that they were doing. Fast forward to the 49ers making it to the Super Bowl. We created the Gold Rush package, and it wasn't getting any bites. And so we reached out to the sports bar, pitched it to them, and they bought into it. So the package came with an exclusive t-shirt stock. We have our Hella Country brand. We created red and gold Hella Country shirts, 49er theme. And we had an exclusive t-shirt stock at O'Sullivan's, that's the name of the bar. The only place where you get these shirts was at the sports bar. So we sent out a geo-targeted newsletter within a 30-mile radius of the bar. We tied it back to online and digital. The only place for you to see the shirts was online and on social. Our talent created social videos highlighting the shirts and promoting the event. And then the night of, people were coming who received the email saying, "Where's my shirt? I want my shirt." So it gave awareness to the Hella Country brand that we've created, and it gave the exclusivity to the sports bar, and they're currently buying more advertising, and they're doing more with us. So it was a win. It made sense. You have to make sure that the sponsorship makes sense when you are pitching something like that. You're not gonna tie in a child's daycare, and a bar night, you know? So.
Our secret show is still secret, so keep listening. Frog, you ready? Okay, why? On iHeart. My reality is very different than their reality, in the best of ways. Again, the types of promotions that we come up with, the best part about them is once a client bites, you know, something, if you're pitching something like voicemail takeover, and they're like, voicemail? Really? That's what you're doing? You have to convince them. So if it doesn't sell the first time, we want to make sure that we're grabbing the screenshots, we're recording air checks, and we're making those things tangible for our sales team to go out, because we know it works and we know our listeners want what we have. But sometimes we need to give that tangible to the salesperson to take it out there. And if it doesn't sell the first time, it probably will the second, the third, the fourth. And the clients that jump on these types of evergreen promotions that I talk about, like the voicemail takeover or my catch of the day or my carpool prize patrol, they like the fun of it. These are mom and pop stores. These are local stores downtown. It's the dry cleaner. It's the auto body shop. And it's just tying their branding to something really cool, really fun. The promotion that I love is called Catch of the Day. Again, with the froggy stuff, I know. But Catch of the Day is really cool. It's a TSL promotion where we can pepper our client's message all over it. It's all we're talking about for weeks, and then in the spot blocks, we're putting their spots, they're tagged on the promos. They're everywhere, on air and online. You know, of course, you're reminding them online, on social and everything to keep listening. So Catch of the Day is tell us where you're listening to Froggy. Give us an address, tell us if you're at work, and if we show up and we catch you listening. And when I say when we show up, it's your DJs. Your DJs are going out trying to hunt for somebody, catch them listening. If we show up and catch you listening, we are going to put those concert tickets in your hand. It is the most fun we have. It looks great on social. It obviously promotes all the ways that you can listen to us, which is good for us. And again, we're peppering that client message, and the job is to listen. So they have to listen, they have to hear that message. Carpool Prize Patrol, Paisley always wants me to talk about that because it's fun. We do the same thing, it's a spin just during back to school season where we show up in the carpool line. Tell us what carpool line you're in. We're going to show up with, you know, it may not be concert tickets that time because mom's busy, but it's going to be a bag full of snacks to put in the kids' mouths so she has like 5 more minutes of peace and quiet. Maybe a grocery gift card, like I mentioned before, and gas to put in her tank. because she's idling in the carpool line for 100 hours, so.
Amen to that. Awesome. Well, this is kind of like exciting time. We want to leave time to workshop your ideas. So do we have things that have been submitted through the app, Shelley?
We do. Well, can anybody?
There you go.
Here we go.
You're on.
Yeah. We do have a few questions, but keep on coming. One of them is, how do you guys suggest turning a text in to win promotion more creative?
I'll take it. Justin's over there, Bullfrog with Froggy. They do this. They started building up their text club. That's not a new concept. But for them, what they did was only the text club, I know y'all have heard of this too, but only the text club knows exactly down to the minute when to tune in to win those tickets. So it is kind of a texting to win promotion. But obviously you're going to tie a sponsor message back and that's going to bounce back to the people. But at 7:08 a.m., only the people that are in that texting club are going to know. Everybody else is going to be like, what's happening?
We did a slight tweak on our text to win. With the iHeartRadio app, there's a little talkback mic that you can tap and leave up to 30 seconds of a message. And I've had a ton of fun with this. Instead of just having people say the keyword, I've started asking questions, and then that gives me audio that I can use, evergreen audio. What do you love about KNIX? What did I do last week that made you laugh? Asking real questions and getting real answers, giving tickets away to the Arizona Renaissance Festival. That prize, maybe those are $30, so a 4-pack, it's not the biggest prize, but I was asking people, what do you love about the Arizona Renaissance Festival? The client loves it. It's a way that I don't have to say it. The listeners are promoting it for me, and having that real audio, not AI audio, not fake audio, not planned audio on the radio is awesome. And that also gets people to go on my app, which is a big goal of iHeart and a big goal of mine personally. So that's been a fun little twist on text to win using the iHeart app and the talkback mic.
Yeah, so we do secret contesting for Disneyland tickets. We'll send out a message to our database saying, 3 o'clock today we're going to be shouting out a dog breed. When you hear the dog breed, text it back, and you can be registered for Disneyland tickets. And the numbers that we see come through are just amazing. So we tie it back to the on-air portion, listening for the secret shout-out is what we call it.
Yeah, that's huge. All right, let's go. Let's do another one. This is
Awesome, another one. For a small market, little town station, how do you start those relations with labels to get bigger name concert tickets?
Who wants to take this one?
You want to take a little?
Small market.
Great.
All right, ask the question again. I was being stupid.
Sorry. For a small market, little town station, how do you start those relations with labels to get bigger name concert tickets?
I wish I knew. You get a Paisley, that's what you do. I've been at Froggy for 16 years. It's really, really hard for us. It's super hard, and those people turn over too, kind of like salespeople do. That's why I always go back to the people I know who are in my state, who are up the road, who work as the marketing director of the arena. That's the relationship that you want to nurture. Labels aren't going to write us back. Like I said, I've got Lexington on my east, I've got Louisville on my west. So they're not looking at Frankfurt, even though we're the capital city, they're not looking at us. So the relationship that I nurture is on a local level, because that's the only way I'm going to get those tickets. And sometimes when that marketing director has a relationship with the label, maybe they can put in a good word and I can get those meet and greets and I can get that kind of stuff. It's tough. That's really, really hard. So.
I can't speak to the small market portion as much because I've been at KNIX for my whole career, which I am really blessed by, but I really started those relationships. This is my 24th CRS. My music director at the time, Gwen Foster, absolute radio legend, started bringing me here. I just Velcroed to her and followed her around and started making friends. I just started meeting people and made those connections. And I have a unique position because for 7 years I left radio and worked on the record side. I worked with Bob, and I had a lot of people, even Ryan at one point, I would just meet people at shows. When I would go into radio stations, I would make sure to meet the promotions director and the marketing director. Because I came from radio, I would make sure to culture that relationship with the entire group. And I tried to help small markets when I could. Florida Georgia Line would be playing a festival, and I'd pick those little places and set them up with one pair of meet and greet passes, because what's one more pair? It was huge for them, and I made great relationships that I have now, and just like, yeah, you know, Yakima, Washington, like it was really cool, and those relationships I have still to this day. It's like, remember that time, and that's like 15 years ago at this point, so really cool. Brother Dale, you know. So I think CRS is an amazing tool for that, making those friendships, because you just never know who's going to be in what position when, and you never know what you can turn around.
Agree, 100% agree.
Yeah, just networking, meet as many people as you can, because you never know when you're gonna need to dive into that Rolodex and reach out and make that connection.
All right, Shelley, we got another question?
Yeah, we've got a couple of more really great ones, so keep on coming, y'all. I think this one is super cool. So, total eclipse on April 8th is happening. We are in the totality zone. We are Kix 96. We're temporarily rebranding to Eclipse 96.
Love it.
Do you have any ideas to build on this?
Eclipse 96.
I like your play with the call letters.
You're like, I don't know what you're doing.
I mean, you
right now.
gotta go glamping, that's step number one, right?
Yeah.
Something outdoorsy.
There's like blackout t-shirts with like glow in the dark something on it. That's like a blackout t-shirt with like a glow in the dark logo on it. That's like what I'm, I don't know, that's what I'm saying. Because it's like a complete blackout. Hopefully it works.
That's fun. I didn't even know about the total eclipse. Maybe a little total eclipse of the heart, maybe a different kind of a song if you're a country station, just putting that in there for the day and making people like, what is that? And using that way to kind of catch people, but what a great idea.
I think there's also like, I mean, I don't know, that's my type of situation. I thrive on this. I think like Southwest is doing something really cool where you can like get on a plane, because it's like, it goes from like Dallas, like kind of up a certain flight trajectory path. So it's like, how do you tie something like that into it? Like get them on that plane that's gonna be like, you can only win your way in. Just kind of neat.
Yeah, my brain's kicking still. I was thinking like, so if it's an eclipse situation, you gotta be up late, so you have to have a caffeine station. I've just got this like glamping tent in my brain right now that I'm building.
Just a bunch of dark roast coffee.
Yeah,
That's what you're seeing here.
coffee.
Like
You need to-
blackout, like.
Yeah,
Black and
you know,
white cookies
we
and
can get our
donuts.
Red Bull sponsorship if that's a thing, or you know, one of those energy drinks, so you can stay up.
Are we all going outside at the exact same time? You know, make everybody part of that tribe, that exact time. Wouldn't that be cool that like, wow, you shared in that exact moment of whatever time it is, and then talk about it the next day, like where were you, what'd you see, and then have that afterglow too.
Well, and I don't know, I mean, if it came through Nashville probably like, I don't know, 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago. And I remember you had to wear the special glasses, and like
Yeah.
everyone was like clamoring for the glasses. So it was like, are you far enough out that you can get glasses that are branded with the station logo on the side of them that you're giving out ahead of time so people can like safely look at it. It was like you had to wear the glasses to safely look at it, stitch, but I don't know.
So that's when you call the local eye doctor.
Right, or like an eye doctor, somebody is like, don't look at it, to sponsor it, because don't look at it, because you have to come see him.
Free eye exams.
Shelley, what else we got?
Hold on, just a moment, because
Did you guys know you can still text? We're
Went
still
away
taking
on
look
me.
at it. So if you've got ideas, feel free to still text them into the number.
I will say that before it went away on me, I had something pop up cool, and I would love to see it, to read exactly what it said, but it said, someone else said that they're doing an eclipse promotion, and that they're telling their listeners to moon them, but they're supposed to text in pictures that they get of the moon. So super cool. If someone can help me with
I am 100%
all the
stealing
questions,
this.
all the
And
questions
just
went
one
away.
quick reminder to you guys too, all of this, the ideas that we shared earlier, as well as some of these what we're workshopping, will all be in the app afterwards, so make sure you've got the app downloaded and come afterwards to check it out later on, after lunch. All the information will be there that you can download as well to take away. Yeah. So we've got, as we work through these technical difficulties, I've got one that I'm going to throw out to the whole group. Tell me guys, what's your dream promotion, and who wants to start?
I'll start. So I'm a huge Disney fan. I love Disney probably more than life itself. So I know back in the day, they used to do the Haunted Mansion sleepover. I would love to bring that back, award it to a family of 4. They get to spend the whole day in the park, and then when it's time to go home, they get to go spend the night inside the Haunted Mansion. Or to do a Disney family reunion and fly like a family of 20 out to Disney World and spend quality time with the family. I love Disney.
Do you put your like logo on their matching family
Yeah.
t-shirts too?
Yeah.
I think it would be awesome. What's this new, I just lost it. Have you seen this new giant cruise ship that's like the most colorful cruise ship you've ever seen? I think it's based in Florida. I think it would be so amazing to do a radio station cruise. I don't think Wi-Fi would be good enough to run Sound Plus and actually track your shows. And with markets, staffs getting smaller and smaller, I don't know that we could ever pull that off, but you said dream promotion. I know that artists do cruises, Kid Rock does the cruise, Midland does their cruise. I just think that would be so cool to have like days together out on a ship and invite artists and do like a country cruise with your listeners. But I'd have to have the best Wi-Fi because we'd all still have to be on the radio. That would be a dream. Also, I just want to go on that big ship.
Cricket, you got a dream promotion?
I do. It's a very like selfish one. Froggy Field Party 10. We hosted 9 Froggy Field parties, and then we left off at number 10. That budget ran out. I want the record label rep to call me up and go, "Hey, you want to do number 10?" Yes, I do. So yeah, it's just a selfish kind of joke.
All right, perfect. Yeah. Perfect, so I'm gonna throw another one out to the group, because this is fun. What are your suggestions for Q3 or Q4 promotions that will work in your market or in any other markets? Who wants to start?
Yeah, I will. That's a fun cue. So August, that's a little bit before, but the Purple Prize Patrol is good for back to school. Then when you start getting into the fall stuff, a fun little photo contest we did, if you're looking for social stuff, we did Dead Ringer online submit. If you think you look like a celebrity or you dressed up like a celebrity for Halloween, you can submit your photos for that for Halloween. Also, gobble for gas cards. That's an easy one. Go get yourself a batch of gas cards. Get your listeners to gobble on air for them. Best ones win. Jingle Bell Rock around Christmas time. Paint a rock in your colors, your station branded colors. Go hide it. Preferably not on state-owned property. We learned the hard way. Because people are going to go start digging up tulips and stuff looking for your rock. Give away those clues on air, and at the end, if you can get a jeweler on it, to give away a diamond, a rock.
We have a station mascot. He's called the Barrel Boy. He doesn't wear a shirt. We're not sure if he wears pants, but he wears a barrel. And he's a grown man, but he got in trouble one time for showing up late to work, really hungover, and so we did it as a stunt, and now he's the executive producer of our morning show, Tim Brick and Barrel. It's hilarious. He has this bigger than life personality. So in Q4 we do the KNIX Christmas tree, and Barrel Boy comes up with the most ridiculous wrapping paper. We paint the picture on air, we describe this ridiculous wrapping paper. We'll give people 3 options, they'll choose. The prize is already selected in Promo Suite, it's already in there what they're gonna win, but it's just that cool thing of like, do I choose Thomas Rhett asking for a 20-second number 1 sitting on Santa's lap, or do I choose, whatever the wrapping paper is. Sometimes we're a little nervous because it's like you just never know what his brain is gonna come up with, but in the KNIX Christmas tree, some are gas cards, gift cards, but we did have a Midland cruise as the grand prize, and that was in there, saved to the end. So we do it for 2 weeks and set that appointment with the morning show. It's just a fun way. We say that there's a big tree decorated in the studio. There's not, but radio is smoke and mirrors, and painting that picture is really cool to just get into that spirit. And it's a great way if you have some prizes that are in the closet that you just want to clear out at the end of the year, putting together really good packs. And that's been a really fun thing. We've done it for 3 years now.
Last year we did Putt for a Purpose. It was a charity miniature golf tournament, and all the proceeds raised went to St. Jude Children's Hospital. So that was fun. It was a great way to get families out on the mini golf course and give back to St. Jude. You can also do a regular golf tournament, localize it more, have people buy in for their foursomes, and then you keep that revenue, and then you can hard cost stuff to make the event even more, bigger. Golf tournaments are good.
Love it. Should we get the app figured out?
So we were having technical difficulties. All the questions that were coming in, and there were some really great ones. just decided to disappear from the screen. So I'm just gonna walk around. If anybody wants to raise their hand, I've got the microphone and would love to come to you if you have a question you would love to ask.
We've still got a few more minutes, so please don't be shy, raise your hand. And I have that Eclipse one, I have a really fun idea too, whoever you are. Like, can you send somebody to like a sunny place afterwards? Like moon, eclipse, star, like that came to me. Sorry, that came to me and I couldn't let it come out.
That's fun.
Marie's just bursting with
Sorry.
ideas.
What's going on, Brother Dale?
Man, we did the Eclipse in East Idaho back in 2017, and we did like a big viewing party. And then when the eclipse goes total, and then right as it's coming out of it, it has like a little beam at the top, and it's called a diamond ring. It looks like a diamond ring. Did a diamond ring giveaway with a listening party. We had branded glasses with our brand, and then sold the sponsorship on the other side. So there's a ton of stuff. I mean, Kenny probably can tell you a ton of ideas. He's probably over there popping over here.
Did you do was the moon one yours?
Yeah, yeah. We did a
I can
whole,
see that.
well, we did a whole concert ahead of time, Moonfest. It was huge. Like people were coming from Salt Lake and from all over the Northwest to come to East Idaho to see it because it was right in the middle. But yeah, we did a whole Moonfest concert. We had Low Cash and Carly Pierce, and it was a big, like, 2-day festival. And so you got to gear up for it right now, though, because if you try to get after it, like a couple weeks out, you need months in advance to plan this stuff. And it's because people will come from, I don't know if it's they'll just come from geographically all over, and it's a great way to introduce your brand to a lot of new people.
That is so fun.
Cow cuddling is a thing now too, so we can do, yeah, so we can do, a moon party.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
When it came here, I just ate dark chocolate. That was what I thought was the way to like celebrate this. I'm like, wait.
Get Denny's to provide moon over my hands.
Yes.
I'm Mike Thomas from KWRE and KFAB in Warrenton, Missouri. We're a small market station. Our AM station is classic country, which means we have an older demo, 50 plus. So about 20 years ago, we started playing on-air radio bingo. We have 12,000 cards out now. They're free for the listeners. Every day is sponsored. We give away $73 a day. We have listeners that listen to us online in other countries, that not knowing that we're not going to convert to cash if they win, but that's their deal. And then our 75th anniversary is coming up next week, so we're going to do a $750 coverall. And somebody has a chance to win that. But it's huge, like I said, and it's very simple to facilitate. So.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. We just had the Waste Management Phoenix Open, which is like the craziest thing. Actually, I think they're gonna have to not sell alcohol next year because it got wild. But we did a bingo card, but only on socials. How cool to do it on the air and get that TSL driver as well. I love that idea. Definitely taking that back. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. More hands? Yeah.
So what happens, we've done a lot of text to win contests. We have voice trackers though. How else can we do something besides just a text away when we have voice trackers for a good chunk of the day?
Does your app have that talkback mic capability?
It does, but then training the audience then again too, because I will tell you, I have to deal with a lot of people that don't have smartphones apparently still.
Yeah.
And trying to tell them how to do mobile ticket. So not having them do all these hoops, like best way to explain it or other besides text away ones. Any ideas?
When we start something like that, I'll go on socials, I'll go on the KNIX social, I'll either go live or I'll film myself doing it and show and tell instead of just tell and tell. I think show and tell is a great way that they can see me doing it and then just mimic. And then I always tell people, just message me and I'll walk you through it. I have like screenshots and I just say start here and then I have circled the buttons. I just keep it in a folder. I'll probably get that question 3 or 4 times a week. So I just have it accessible and then I show people how to do it. And then the best payoff is when they hear themselves on the radio. You know, it's like that progressive. Is my voice on the commercial right now? It's like, that's so cool because that's really what they want. So I think if you have that payoff or just that step-by-step explanation that's coming from their favorite personality, their favorite jock, I think they'd be more apt to do it. I know it's harder to explain on the air, but the show and tell definitely helps.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any other questions? Yep, come on.
So we have a hilarious promotion that was born on accident. I do the morning show.
Those are the best sometimes.
Yeah. My name is Chris Lake. Everybody calls me Clake. And I happen to mention during the morning show that I have an affinity for fruitcakes, which is something that a lot of people don't like. So we called it Fruit Clake and told the audience to send or drop off their unwanted fruitcakes. And we're in a town of 17,000, and we got almost 600 fruitcakes dropped off. Now, good Lord, I did not eat all of them, but it ended up being a really, really cool promotion, Fruit Clake. But you could take that and run with it if you wanted to, so. Yeah.
That's great.
I love that, that's awesome.
So I just want to make one more reminder to you guys while we take this last question, is that these ideas, photos will be in the app afterwards for you to download, so make sure you check that out afterwards and later, and I think we've got time. Yeah, go for it.
Hi, I'm from a really small market up in Northeast Michigan, smallish market, and a lot of times with call-ins, I have people that are maybe older, or they're in like the work office, and it's almost like they're whispering. They're never, it's hard to get them excited on that, to record that and play it back. Any tips for engaging in like the early moments of the phone call to really get them excited?
I just say it. I do 10 to 3 middays, so I'm the at work person. I just say it right with them. I'm like, are you at work? And I whisper on the phone. And then I say, it's okay, I'm at work, but I have a soundproof studio. So then I scream for them. And that at least gets like a laugh. And then I throw and boost that audio. But I always just try to match their energy. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And then I can scream for you. We won't do it because then I'll have no voice. But that's a really good question. I think you could, in those cases, hey, can you run out? Can you take a 5-minute break? I would love to use this audio. And if you have the time, put an extra song in, have them go somewhere where they can speak a little bit more freely, because it's worth that audio and it's worth it for them.
Yeah, I do the exact same thing, and it's the worst when you get nothing out of them. You have to turn into a talent coach, like on the spot. Just use your talent to turn them into you. Like just think, I'm not gonna give you the tickets if you don't give me something. Like you can even go to threatening if you have to. Like just play with them. I mean, because they know you. They feel like they know you. They're listening to your show and you're your friend. So talk to them like a friend and get it out of them if you can, or do what Lois said. I do that a lot too. You just get in on the gag if they're at work, or I mean, you can even just paint a different picture. Are you in a hole somewhere? Yeah. Do I need to come find you, or like something like So you just have to turn that on for them and coach them.
I also will sometimes use really great audio and say, look, I'm not even doing this if I don't have this kind of energy. And I'll play a previous caller that is just, popping off and say, okay, like this is the kind of thing that I want to feel. And you always have a couple in the bank that are really, really good. So I'll recycle and repurpose those as well.
We do that, we call them stunt winners.
Stunt winners.
Stunt winners. So
Cool.
we save the good audio.
Yeah.
And then if somebody like that, if they happen to be at work, something, we actually have trained them to, do you need a stunt winner? Yes. And then you can go with the one that you might have.
That's awesome. That is great.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here today. Can we give it up one last round of applause for